Here's what me and you got. You are a camera, or you being the plural you of vagueness. I used to talk to you specifically, like a friend of mine that I would want to tell some information to, so I'd make a YouTube video or any platform, and then I'd email it to them. And then other people started to respond, and I realized you are more than who I think you are. You are a plethora of people. It's both you and a bunch of you, but you're listening right now. So there's you. And this is the power of this formation technology, radio and internet video, TV video. When you talk to a camera and broadcast, this is the power of broadcast, is your words are cast to each individual individually. They're receiving this personal experience. So it's so powerful the way you can get, and we saw this in the 20th century, the way you can not affect people, the way you can affect people so deeply, because the way you can increase in power, and this is the difference between power and fame. Of course, it makes you famous. This technology can make you famous, and that's when people know who you are. A lot of people know who you are. But when they listen to you, because you're talking to a camera, and they can hear you, and it's legitimate when you're yourself or honest, or even if you're slightly not, but you're, whatever. If you're talking to people, I'm talking to you, then that's power, because someone listening to you, you have power over them. And it's like kind of a human game we play where we listen to each other and we give and take this power back and forth from each other, and it creates bonds of trust. So you gain power over people when they listen to you, and it was abused in the 20th century. It's such a new technology. Orson Welles did it with War of the Worlds. They didn't realize how seriously people would take it, maybe. Someone, I don't know, but that one's, I was just thinking about him earlier. But that was one instance of radio really, somebody killed, apparently. So War of the Worlds was like a radio show where they were acting like they were attacked by aliens, and they were like, and it was actors on a radio show in the 1920s, I believe. And then some people thought it was real, and they took their own lives. As far as the story goes, that could not be true, but it was. And then Hitler used TV to get people to jump into some crazy, there's a lot. People will argue there's many other ways to look at that history, but from the one, you can definitely see he mass formed his, there's better ways to put it, but the people of Germany and the world. He was Time Magazine Man of the Year, 1933, I think, or something. Mass formation. And so and then it's gotten more and more powerful. Now we have internet video. Cult of personality is intensified with the personal touch of anyone with a charismatic personality being able to talk to you one-on-one. And it's you, a camera. This is what you got to understand, is it's false. It's me. I'm here, me. This is it. I'm in a room alone right now. That it's also nice to see people talk to other people, but this is the thing about monologuing and cameras. In the beginning, I was like, mass everybody. There's 8.5 billion of us. Get them together now. Let's go. And it's we are experiencing a consciousness shift and a revolution of the mind. We are becoming a different species, and it's happening faster, quicker. We've got artificial intelligence now accelerating it. This special transition is now. And I put a revolution of the mind on my YouTube channel in the beginning when I was getting going, talking about this stuff. And then I found out later that Chairman Mao used that phrase of the Chinese Revolution, the communist takeover of China. And I realized the danger of the path I'd been going down. And only later, after I'd gone through a deep depression and I backed away from it because of the power, because there was so much power, because individuals were listening to me. I could have told 60 people to do something and they would have done it. Maybe there was limits, maybe, but the Milgram experiment's pretty crazy when there's people in power with authority telling someone what to do, the way that sometimes a mass compliance. And I didn't like that power. I thought that I was going to be corrupted. I was like, I can't control this power. And so I didn't want it. But the thing is, someone's going to take it. Maybe people all go into their own minds and no one has power over anyone, but I don't think so. I think someone's going to maintain your attention. And so a revolution of the mind. So it is, but so it must not always be. The thing is, it's not about the cult of personality. This is what I've realized. I thought it was about me getting everyone together and helping them. Like Jesus enthralls me. He walked around in a robe and helped people and healed people with his hands. I want to do that. I wanted to be that guy. And then I realized the cult of personality and the danger of having a Chairman Mao revolution. And then it's all about him or his wife. And then what happens when he's gone? It's all about the next guy. And I love the American democratic process and the republic check on the mob, and the way that you can't really have a cult of personality takeover in the United States. I mean, you can't really have a cult of person. There's just so many checks. If the guy goes way too out of bounds, it doesn't last. Which is, I think, is good. You want like a rallying cry to a point, because we do need a global revolution of consciousness. It's happening. The ability for people to see beyond the 5 dimensions of perception, your 5 senses. People are well aware that there's more going on, and they're opening up to it. That's the first step, or like the biggest step of the opening to God, or whatever, the spirit, the coming, like the real oneness with the universe while you're still alive as a human. And it's like the new religion, the revolution, the government, the second, all these things, the new world. It's like a new spiritual consciousness that AI is going to be integrally part of. I say wanting to be in control of. I don't know. There's going to be attempts at control. But if we have a constitution, and I think in the code, the way that systems are coded is the constitution for those systems. And since now it's not just 1776 where we're writing with pen and with like feather and ink and riding on horses until it gets, it's a digital economy. Things are like light speed or near light speed happening. I think that our constitution should also be at light speed. It should be hindering the flow. And that should be it's the way you code systems is the constitution. That's the code. The code itself is the constitution of the system. Constitution is like physical hardiness, robustness of a system. And that would be the best rallying cry. If you can get the world to coagulate, which you can, and you will, and you are, get them to write the code. And then the system will flourish. It'll be so stunted and love every minute of it.